Washington. And it's interesting. I mean, governors have always played a major role, of course, in presidential races. It feels like it's much more the governors as well this time around. I don't know if you think that's because of perceptions of the 202 area code or the nature of the governor's job, but those are the people we're looking at.
I think it's, if I may, I think it's both. And I think it was really highlighted during the pandemic, right? Governors managed. Governors during the pandemic, and most legislatures went away. There was the federal government and the governors that had the responsibility for driving their own systems and during the national crisis. And I think for the most part, governors did a very good job. I'm incredibly proud of the team that we had here. And I think America saw governors leading day in and day out, having to make a lot of decisions on the quick, having to be accountable for those decisions. And, you have legislators in Congress that kind of disappeared a little bit after basically April, something like that was like the last bill they passed that had to do with a pandemic. So governors took it from there. And I think overall we did very well, and America acknowledged that. So I think that differentiation between what does a governor do and what does a senator or a congressman do was night and day. And I think a lot of folks stood up and said, yeah, there's a different mindset when it comes to CEO, executive level leadership in terms of getting stuff done and being accountable to those systems.
Now, I know you have to reflect the culture of the state that you're in, but I've always been intrigued by the fact that you are quite moderate in your stance with regard to these hot button issues like sexual orientation, abortion, etc. Why is that? Why is that? Is that just reflecting your own personal beliefs, or is it really about what you believe?
Yeah, well, it's my own personal beliefs, but also it's the beliefs of the majority of America, right?
Yeah.
And it's how we do things in New Hampshire. It's your business. You do you.
Live free or die.
Yeah, I mean, that's really, the live free or die isn't just 4 words on a license plate. Like, it really is how we manage ourselves here. It goes to that concept of individual responsibility and believing in the individual, understanding that even as governor, the voters are a lot smarter than I am, right? The voters know in their towns what's most important to their schools, or what roads need to be paved, or what's happening with their water systems. And that's why the very little bit of taxes, right? We don't have income tax. We don't have sales tax. We don't have interest and dividends tax. We don't have, death taxes or millionaires taxes or any of that nonsense. The little bit of tax that you do pay in New Hampshire is property tax. I have no say on that. It's mostly done at the local level. Now, we obviously have to do a lot of it. I still manage a $7.5 billion budget. But at the end of the day, folks are empowered in New Hampshire to make decisions for themselves. That all goes to that individual liberty and freedom. You can call them moderate stances, but I think that's where most of America is, right? And when it comes to issues of the LGBTQ community or transgender